Greetings and welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed the last little video with thank goodness you're here. And I'm gonna take this time in between with the finale of episodes and me taking my time to gather the more recent Vex simulation voices that have been released, as I haven't completed that yet, but I plan to today after this recording, and hopefully have some, footage to go over and some things to go over with what's mentioned in those. But I wanted to take this time here in this video to kind of give my opinion on the Legend title, how I'm feeling about it, how most of you may be feeling about it, and the just general discourse and arguments, I guess, conversations, whatever you want to call it, that have been surrounding this title for the 10-year anniversary. Now, for those of you who maybe don't keep up with Destiny as often or don't, keep yourselves in the loop with videos and everything like that, the Legend title is the title that you can earn for the 10-year anniversary of Destiny. So it has officially been 10 whole years of the story. The saga, the first, Light and Dark saga is over, and here we are. Also, for those of you who haven't done the Data Runner achievement, I have the run of that achievement and how to get that and the title, or not the title, but the card and everything for it from the Encore mission. So, how am I feeling about the Legend title? I think it's a great title. I think it was a good idea to make it semi-easy for people to achieve. I didn't expect them to make it egregious to achieve, kind of like Godslayer, where, you had to be a very hardcore player of the game in order to get the title Godslayer. So, obviously, there is a lot of discourse around one specific piece of the title, but other than that, I think I should probably start on the positive here. The thing that was just a huge W from Bungie, in my opinion, is number one, the Cade stashes was a great callback just for Cade, the one last thing. For 10 years, we got, Risk Runner from a Cade stash long ago, and, there were Cade stashes for all sorts of other things. But using that in order for us to, just find the armor and just kind of go through and unlock it that way was great. But the absolute largest W of that entire process was the fact that they gave us the ornaments for free. They didn't ask you to pay money. They didn't throw it at you in terms of like a microtransaction. They didn't make you do specific things to unlock it. It was just once you find all 5 of the stashes, go for it. Go to the special deliveries thing. You'll have a package that is just all of the ornaments for it, so you can wear it at your leisure for the 10-year anniversary. I hope they do this more often, and I don't mean, every event or every season or every minute, medium-sized expansion that's coming. I hope that just in little pockets here and there where there's like a cool armor set or like a free one that they're giving out that you can pick up, you can just pick up the ornaments. Don't get me wrong, the synthweaves and everything is also a great way in a free-to-play way for people to get ornaments that they like, but I'll be honest, with a lot of the like synthweave things, it's kind of annoying to only get one. Now, if the synthweave bounties were maybe a little more extravagant and required a little bit more, and then you gave us a full like package, like 5, that'd be great. I'd love that. That way I could get one full outfit that I like, which will still have me doing those bounties every now and again, but I find myself trying to juggle the value of doing all of this stuff in Vanguard or in Crucible or in Gambit even, and then getting one synthweave template seems just kind of steep in terms of value. Like, my playtime doesn't really feel as valuable with getting one at a time. And then outside of that, of course, the triumphs just kind of go, you find all the stashes, you pick up the delivery, you go and do some very simple things. The Vanguard one wasn't too bad. I would say that one was just more time-consuming than anything. I don't remember how long it took us on stream, but it took us essentially like an entire stream night for me, so roughly about 4 hours, just to go through and just kind of punch out Vanguard after Vanguard after Vanguard after Vanguard. And then, of course, things like doing the timeline missions was fun, because I did get to take Victoria. through the missions like with Cade and all the other ones that we had actually been a part of, and those really weren't too time consuming, and I had never done the timeline missions before, which gave me a good glimpse into how they provide this for new players and why it is a new player experience thing. I wish there were some more missions just to kind of pinpoint some other things, but I understand how they're trying to keep the game small and just keep the very big pieces of Destiny's history, like with Cade's death and things like that. I think they were good, though. I did like that they were more from a storytelling perspective with Ikora rather than just replaying the mission without any context whatsoever, so that was a good thing, too. And realistically, in all honesty, in my opinion, 90% of the title is very much very achievable. I don't think that there is no one out there that could get this done. Now, obviously, there is an elephant in the room, and there is one specific triumph that I haven't mentioned, and the one that has caused all of this uproar and annoyance with Bungie and everything like that. The accidental generosity triumph took me, and I kid you not, 8 to 9 hours to complete. And some of you may say that's ridiculous. There's no way it took that long. There is, just nothing to go with it. But in general, I can tell you that I am confident in that number because I was streaming it. I did not do any of the grinding off stream for the very particular reason that people were complaining about how long this took. Now, some people said it took them 2 to 3 hours, some people a little bit longer. But I can promise you, sitting in Skywatch and waiting for public events, waiting for high-value targets, waiting for the ogre, everything took us 8 to 9 hours. And I'm going to say, one of the reasons probably is that I didn't do the selfish fucking cheese route of getting it done, like I know a lot of you probably have. I am not mad at you as a player for doing that. I will get into this whole process and why I'm so annoyed with it, and my honest-to-God feedback for Bungie off of this experience. I do not blame people for using that method because of how long it could take. Me being the example of 8 to 9 hours with doing it with another person. But I don't think Bungie had the foresight when creating that of how long it could take. I don't think they actually tried it. I don't think they tested it. I don't think they thought past like, oh yeah, we'll just have a nostalgia trip, just go to Skywatch and get a bunch of engrams. So, obviously, this is the elephant in the room, so let me address some things kind of in order. Number one, we've already talked about the time that it takes to complete it is way, way, way too high. Number two, the fact that the gunsmith engrams that drop from the world chests do not count as an engram drop, even though it literally says gunsmith engram, and you're in the Skywatch, seems really kind of backstabby. It felt like a betrayal to see that engram and go, oh my god, I got an engram from the world chest, and it's not counting. I don't know if it's supposed to, I don't know if it's not supposed to, but either way, it felt really scummy to see an engram drop from a chest and not have that count. Number two, I don't know who came up with the idea, but they obviously didn't check the spawn rate in Skywatch, and that's where I feel like this was not tested enough before put out to the people. There is no way you told me that you guys internally went into the Skywatch and were playing to try and complete this triumph yourself, and were like, yeah, it feels fine to take that long to complete that. No. That's just wrong. That's ridiculous. 3, the fact that the high-value target chests also will not count. So say, like, if I kill the high-value target, the Yellow Bar Knight, or the Ogre, or the Captain, or the Servitor, right? If I kill them, and they don't drop an engram on death, so I didn't get an engram drop for the actual kill itself, I then open the chest that it drops, and it drops me piece of arms, or you know, a weapon or a cape or something like that. Those did not count either. Seems really, really, really ridiculous to me that these things that should be engram drops and count, because the public event chests count. If I got gloves or something from the public event chest, it counted as an engram drop, so why are these other chests not counting? But let me be extremely clear about this final part that has driven myself insane and has personally really made me angry and annoyed myself and my girlfriend, who was doing it with me at the time. They did not seem to understand that with the one ogre that spawns, and I know it's very hard to predict these things, and it's very hard to prepare for these types of things that Guardians will find and ways to get around it. But holy shit, guys. Can we not make something where it just allows selfish assholes to ruin your experience all damn day? And I know a lot of you are probably going to be shocked by what I say, that you're probably going to feel a little bit targeted, and I'm going to say that's fine. I understand. But I'll even put a clip on screen here just to show you guys the kind of thing that happened the entire time we were trying to grind this. The fact that this triumph was a thing, people then saw this takes way too fucking long to do it legitimately. Someone found out that, you know, the yellow bars have a higher chance to drop engrams, and there is a guaranteed spawn of the ogre in the little hole in the wall on the backside of Skywatch, and then decide that they're going to say, hey guys, you know, there is, you know, a guaranteed spawn here, and so, you know, if you want to come and make sure you get a higher chance of these engrams to drop and complete the triumph faster, just do this. This is no hate to any of those content creators, because it's how you get views with Destiny. If you found a faster way and an easier way to do something, that's how you make, you make your viewership. But good God, it was so frustrating, and like frustrating beyond like reason, for us to be sitting in an instance in Skywatch, killing enemies, trying to hope for an engram drop, trying to hope for yellow bars to spawn, trying to hope for the little event where they start going against each other and spawn more yellow bars, hoping for a public event, and then see some dickhead and several dickheads within the hours we were in there load into your instance. And sometimes we'd see the same players several times. They would load into your instance, hop on their skimmer or their sparrow or whatever, go to the ogre spot, check it, and if it's not there, they leave and rotate the instance. They go to another one and try and steal it from someone else, or in some cases, they come to ours and they catch it just at the right time while we're distracted and kill it, and we have to wait another, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, however long it takes for the thing to spawn. I cannot stand when they push something out that people want to do and people want to complete, and it encourages this selfish behavior. But the reason I cannot wholeheartedly blame the player for this kind of behavior, and I can't be totally mad at the actual Guardian themselves, is because it has been 10 fucking years, and the one thing we cannot get in Destiny is a private instance. A private instance. Run it off of my machine. Honestly. Just run it off of my computer. If I ask to run a private instance so that only my friends and I can do whatever we need to do in the Skywatch for this example, do it like a dedicated server or something. Have a tool where I said I want a private instance, so now I need to load the instance, and I need to be the system that supports that instance being open and only allows certain people in. I don't know how hard it is with their system. I don't know how hard it is with their engine, but every other game on the planet is doing this. And I get that Destiny is super duper old, and the system, the engine, everything is older, but good God, figure it out. If you can figure out how you're going to start doing roguelike experiences in Destiny, how you're going to start doing non-linear campaigns, how you're going to completely shake up the game like you said in your blog post, which gave me a lot of hope, by the way. I am kind of excited for the changes that are coming and the teases that have happened. But good God, the fact that I have been really enjoying Space Marine 2, which, of course, if you guys want to see some of the goofy shenanigans and the operations and stuff that we do, you know, from stream, let me know. I'll definitely start posting some of that as well. But the fact that even Space Marine 2 is starting to go, oh, hey, you know, in the next patches, we'll bring up, like, private PvE instances and lobbies and stuff like that, so that way you can just kind of launch your own server and then do it that way. I am getting really tired of having that experience in every other game except for Destiny 2. Because this would have saved us so much heartache, so much headache, so much stress, so much anger if we were in our private Skywatch instance and never saw these people rotating instances to come and get this done. So the blame is really on Bungie in my mind with that. Yes, if you were those kind of players and, you know, ran through that, was I frustrated at you? Yes. But at the back of the line, and the true reason as to why I was upset is because Bungie is pushing players to that kind of behavior. It is a push to players to be like, no, just rotate your instances and go try and get it done for yourself, instead of sitting here like these idiots who have sat in an instance for 8 to 9 hours just hoping for the engrams to drop and them to get lucky. You just kind of bolster your luck and steal it from them every once in a while because they're too stupid to do the same thing. Or they're too lazy to do the same thing. It's like, why can't we find another solution? So my honest feedback to Bungie out of this whole situation with that is, please try and have the foresight for this later. Even if you need to reach out to content creators that do this kind of stuff, whether it's Scarrow or Cheese Forever or whoever, right? Have them figure it out, or ask them, hey, if you think we did this kind of activity, would there be a way that you think you would be able to either circumvent it or speed it up that would affect other players in their experience? And how can we fix that or change something to make sure that it doesn't affect other players negatively? That conversation will go miles, man. Because I guarantee you, they probably would have figured this out even if you just told them, hey, we think about for the anniversary thing that we're thinking of having everyone go to the Skywatch and just kind of grind out engrams. They would have asked you, what kind of engrams count? What kind of engram drops count? And if you had just said what I said earlier in this video, that those were the only things that counted, you would have been told by those content creators up front, hey, we can't do that unless you increase the spawn rate or put some kind of special event in the Skywatch that gives us more yellow bars or gives us, you know, more frequent public events or something. Those drops are not going to be sufficient, and it's going to take hours for these players to complete it. And they're not going to be very happy about that. And then they may have not even found out about the ogre thing until later, but they would have fixed all the other, like, I don't even know what to call them. I'm trying to think of the word, but they would have addressed all the other nuisances of the actual experience, and they would have fixed that. We probably would have never have even reached this point where people were acting selfish again and just ruining your instance and your experience. So I would just ask for anybody that has the same feelings about it and kind of feels the same way with everything, don't attack the actual players. Please just try and give the feedback to Bungie like I have. That please just ask them to have the foresight or do some kind of communication on the, you know, behind the scenes to try and address these things first. Because it really sucks. Like I said, the biggest disappointment about the whole thing was not even that. Like, if people just came and got the ogres and all the other stuff that came out of chests that were engrams that just didn't count would have counted, no one would be complaining. I would have not have had a single complaint of people going and trying to kill that ogre. I would have been like, yeah, you could have it. I'm just going to keep, you know, farming these world chests and stuff until they actually drop what I need. But that was the whole, that felt like the biggest betrayal and the biggest backstab, is that I could literally see on my screen that I got an engram from a chest, and that quest would not progress. Now, we do have to give Bungie some props, just to round back to a positive for the video. And I know the kind of run for the data runner is getting low on time, but I'll let it run all the way to its end. That way you guys can kind of see the actual acquiring of the name card and everything. But we do have to round back and give Bungie some props that they were very swift to respond in terms of everyone's negative feedback, and they were like, hey, we hear you guys, we understand that this one triumph is really annoying, and we plan to update it soon. Now, I will say this. I don't know what's taking them so long to provide that update. I really don't. Because there have been now 2 separate instances of maintenance being done on Destiny, whether it be Destiny 1 or 2 in the background. And so if they're able to do maintenance, I would have just pushed the update then, while people couldn't play anyway, and then kind of go from there. But, you know, I'm not in their operations. I can't kind of give that feedback directly. I hope that if anyone who has any kind of connection, or even if, you know, happenstance brings it that a Bungie employee watches this, please keep that in mind. I don't think people want to wait until the following Tuesday in order to actually get this fixed, even though, yes, you are giving them all the way until the next expansion to earn this title, which is still another good thing. Giving people the time with their work and all sorts of other things to be able to actually earn the title for the 10-year anniversary before we continue on to our new storyline is great. But I'm going to leave it there. I am hoping, like I said, that this will either get some other people to provide the same kind of constructive feedback, even though, yes, mine was still very, you know, filled with emotion. At the end of the day, it's constructive feedback. It is not me just trashing on these guys because of how I felt. It is, I need to give you some sort of insight on what to do next time. That way we kind of avoid this moving forward. But if you guys have felt the same, if you guys have some different opinions or some different things that you felt like could have been done better with it, you know, leave it down in the comments. I've just been keeping an eye on the comments and responding here and there for stuff that occurs. But like I said, I'm going to be going through and collecting the rest of the Vex simulation voices, going through all of that, and then seeing if there's anything worthwhile to talk about or kind of touch on. I do know there is one point that I want to make in that video if I go through and do that next week, but we'll just have to see kind of how things play out, and then of course how any like lore things play out moving forward. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys next time, and enjoy the rest of the data runner clip in the back where we're completing our run and killing the boss and getting our actual name card for everything. And just as a quick rundown, if you didn't really see what was happening while I was ranting, you need to start Encore on Expert, make sure you bring in Whisper of the Worm on your character, go down to where I went to the wall where the white nail kind of like perk is on the wall, pull out Whisper of the Worm there, and the wall will disappear. Then all you have to do is jump through the portal to start the timer on Expert mode, and as long as you beat the mission within 35 minutes, you will get the same title card. So, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.
I'm gonna die.
It's alright.
All dead.
Maybe not. Oh. Oh. Okay. You have the green one, right?
Yep.
Throw it into that. I'll bait these
This?
into the middle one again, because we got to do the rotation.
You're right.
And then go hack the conflicts in the middle.
Got it. And then.
Oh,
Right
I'm 1 HP.
side. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I got you. Oh, Minotaur on me.
Left side.
Oh, no.
He's on the left side.
Beat up the Minotaur first. Save us some time. Out.
There we go.
Alright, you said he's left again?
Yeah, he's left again.
Okay, come up. Oh, fuck!
Cyclops.
I always forget about that. Oh, I might die here.
Sorry, we're good. We're good. Oh, I did.
That Phoenix dive was clutch. Oh my god. Ah, help.
Gotcha.
Just to keep us up.
Getting the harpies.
All right. This is done. Hitbox is so awkward. All right, it's up, it's up, it's up. Hit him, hit him, hit him. All right, middle, middle, middle. Go to the middle, come on.
Middle.
Oh, it's gonna make us bust open another thing. Good shit.
Right here. Oh, fuck, I got caught.
Oh no!
Sorry, we're good, we're good, we're good. Doing ads. We got him.
Woo! God, that's fucking stressful. That boss hurts so much. Data runner, there we go.
Thunderish may have abandoned this place, but her presence
Nice.
is still felt in her Vex collective.
Another Nighthawk roll, that's
Copies
funny.
of Copies, with the Vex mind guarding a secret long since discovered. We can only be thankful that we ended the threat before it
Alright,
Shit was
big.
hard.
beyond our
Yeah.
control.
Just to speed run it though. But you know, there we go. All right. Now we all have the transient whisperer emblem.